Hey everybody, it's me, Sophia. Thanks for stopping by. So basically, um, I've been trying to upload a video tutorial for this tea holder here. And let me turn on this other light because it's really dark. um, I've been trying to upload this since last night, like well into the night, and then this morning and today, and according to Reddit, YouTube is having upload problems, and my particular upload problem is that the video would upload, like it looked great, you know, but the audio was not uploading. And I tried it several times. I checked all my settings, like when I play it in any other video player on my computer, it's fine. But it's not working. And um, the reason I was even doing this tutorial is because I joined this really awesome swap. It's the Tea Party swap. It's hosted by Mikaboo32. That's her handle here on YouTube as well as on Instagram, and co-hosted by Raquel. And her handle here on YouTube is uh, Crafty Caboose with K's, Crafty with a K, Caboose with a K, here on YouTube. And on Instagram, she is Big Mama Cobb 3.0, because she has temporarily lost access to her other Instagram. So you will see a 2.0, and then there's an original version, which she does not currently have access to. But it's the same gal and really nice lady. Anyways, so um, this is the one that I tried to do on the last video. This is one that I already had done from before. Um, and this is based off of a tutorial by Pink Strawberries. And she does some really awesome projects on her channel, but I think her holder, um, it has a disc binding system first off, and it does not have 6 pockets. And this swap requires 6 tea bags. So like you basically put your tea bags in these. And I didn't put flaps on these, but I might put like a fun clip or something like that on top before I send this out. And then this just goes like this, and holds all your tea bags that you're swapping with your friends. I also added these internal pockets right here, so you could add a little letter, you could add some extra goodies, some die cuts, some extra tea bags if you wanted. So I don't know, I think this is fun. I added a pocket on this one on the front, and it's just all tied together by this ribbon. I'm just gonna pull it off because um, but see, so the version that we're going to make together right now is this version that has this little pocket in the front, these pockets on the inside, and then a paper binding system. You don't need any kinds of dies for this. Um, I am using a scoreboard uh, slash cutting paper cutter combination. Um, and so that's what we'll be playing to. You'll need, if you're doing it like exactly in the style that I'm doing it, you're going to need, um, let's see, I used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think, different papers. Um, and some of these were double-sided, so you can use it flipped around if you want to. You can do them all uniform too, so you don't necessarily have to use all your best paper. You could just use like a little bit. So anyways, I'm just gonna go how my brain works best to do this. I've made some chicken scratch over here that will help me to remember what to do. And so I'm gonna do this cover portion here is all one piece, you see? And so this is 11 by 4 inches. And I'm going to use this yellow paper here because I think it's cute. All right, so let's do this. Take that little strip off. Okay, and if you have paper that is directional, you're going to want on the 11-inch side to be up and down. Okay, so cut at 4 inches, and then this is 12 by 12, so I'm cutting 1 inch off the other side. And then I'm just gonna do, some people might find this annoying, but I'm just gonna do cut and then score like almost all in one go because, here, hold on, let me put these holders over here because they're being in the way. Okay. Okay, on the 11-inch side, you're going to score at 4.5 and 6.5, and then set that aside. Okay, our next piece of paper is 2 3/4 by 4, and I'm going to see, I have several pieces of, this is Garden Party by Maggie Holmes, I think maybe with American Crafts. I mean, a lot of people probably know Maggie Holmes, you know. And this, I believe, this is the flap that goes on top. And so if you have it, I didn't have any handy right now, so I'm just doing it in regular pattern paper, but I would probably recommend to do this in like a foil cardstock or in a thick cardstock versus pattern paper because it it was cracking for me before. So, you know, we'll just have to deal with that. But let's see. I think I want to use this. Is this wide enough? It could be wide enough. I guess that's fine. I'll do this. Okay, so what did I say? 2 3/4 by 4. So I'm gonna do 2 3/4 going this way. And then I'm cutting off this hole. Oh, that's not gonna work. Okay, hold on. I picked a bad paper. 2 3/4 by 4. Let's try this one. Oh, perfect. It's already 4 and 2 3/4. There we go. Okay, and then if it's directional, you want the 2 3/4 side to be up and down. So see, I have text where it is directional, so I just want to make sure to do that. And then you're going to score at 1.5, or on the 2 3/4 side at 1.5 and 1 3/4. So here we go. 1 1.5 and 1 3/4. Okay, and there you go. Set that to the side. Our next piece of paper is for the pockets. And so you'll see there's this pockets here. Oh, hi, Gina. Hi, Nati. So basically just I'm making this tea holder here. Actually this version, hold on. This version here, and it's just like kind of like a little backpack almost, and it has this little flap right here, and then it has a little pocket. It's mostly a decorative pocket, and then you put tea bags in here, and it's for a swap, hosted by Mika Boo 32 and Big Mama Cobb on Instagram. Anyways, I've been trying to upload this all day and YouTube's been having trouble and it keeps cutting my audio out of the video. Like the video is fine. I even had Eric check it, you know, he does IT for a living, And he's like, I don't know what's going on because the video is fine. It's not corrupted. The audio is good. And we just can't get it to work. So I'm doing this tutorial for the ladies in the swap. And, I figure other people might do this sort of swap in the future too. So for all of us swapping tea, it might be fun. Okay, so then we're doing these pockets right here on the inside, the ones that hold the tea bags right now. So we're going to need 6 of these. You can make the decision if you want to make them all the same pattern paper or not. And the measurement is going to be 2.5 by 8. 2.5 is the height. So if you have directional paper, as I do, you're going to want the height, the paper to be oriented towards the 2.5 height. And let's see, is this long enough? Oh, yes. Yes, it is. Okay, so 2.5. And again, we need 6 of these. 2.5. And you're going to score at, on the 8-inch side, at 3 3/4 and 7.5. 3 3/4 and 7.5. How was your guys' eclipse day? Yes. Well, I'm in a garden party swap with them crafty girls. So I already have this out. I originally was using Woodland Grove for this swap, but I just don't want to have everything out on my desk. And since I was trying to get this done last night, like I was up till not great hours last night trying to get this done, and it didn't want to work. So, anyways, okay, I'm gonna use this one I think for my next one. Let's use this 8. Yes, it is. Okay, let's see. 2.5. Hi, Bon. I am making a tea holder. It looks like, well, actually, I keep showing the wrong one. It looks like this, and it just kind of opens like similar to like a backpack or whatever. This is more a decorative pocket, but it has these little pockets in here, and it's so that you can stick those tea bags. And this particular swap called for 6 tea bags in the swap. So this is based on a pink strawberries tutorial, and her tutorial doesn't hold as many bags as we need for the swap. So I'm doing this for the rest of the ladies in the swap in case if they want to do this same holder. Okay, so we cut this at 2.5 by 8. This is the second pocket, and we are going to score on the 8-inch side at 3 3/4 and 7.5. All right, and then I need 4 more, so I'm just gonna grab another piece of paper here. Is this 8? So let's do 2.5 by 8. Score at 3 3/4 and 7.5. Okay. Let me move these scrap pieces so I don't confuse myself. Okay, and then I need another paper. Some of the papers I'm like, I have like 2 other, you know what? You only live once, right? So let's just use the pretty papers. How was your guys' eclipse day? Has it been like crazy? Because my day has been, it just felt like a mess. It was a mess. Did you guys have a good day? Did you guys have, unscheduled interruptions and interference in your plans today? I felt like I did a lot. Yeah, ours too. I think our like maximum that it covered or something was like 65% light or something. And so we score at 3.5. And, or I'm sorry, that was supposed to be 3 3/4. My bad. Okay. I'm just gonna fold this one now so that I don't forget that I accidentally folded an extra line wrong. It was a regular day for you. I'm happy for you because yeah. Ooh, you got to craft. What were you crafting, Nati? Was it a full eclipse? Was it a full eclipse in Arkansas, Bonnie? Um, okay. And then I need, I think, 3 more pockets. So let's see. Let's pick this one. Is this? Nope, that's not quite. So I'm gonna have to do 2.5 this way. Oh, okay. Pocket letter. I know. Them crafty girls swap needs a pocket letter, and I haven't even started on it. I don't know. I don't know that pocket letters are my strongest craft. Hi, Stace. I am making a tea holder that is going to hold 6 tea bags. It looks like this. Um, I've been having trouble all day uploading videos, and it like will not upload the audio, and there's nothing wrong with the actual video. Like the audio is fine on the video. I can play it in several different programs on my computer, and when I uploaded it to YouTube and I tried 3 different times, it just didn't want to. So since it's a tutorial for like to help out my fellow swappers in this swap, I decided I would go live, and then at least the video will be available for everyone. But this is based on a pink strawberries tutorial. Um, and her version does not have as many pockets, and it also uses those planner rings as the binding system. Um, so mine does not use rings, it's just paper, and um, it holds more tea bags. So it will be perfect for my swap. I was just saying that I feel like I can definitely improve on my pocket letter abilities. I haven't done that many. Okay, so we're making 6 of these pockets, Stace, one for each tea bag, obviously. And this is 2.5 inches by 8 inches. The 2.5 side is the height. And then you're gonna score on the 8-inch side at 3 3/4 and 7.5. And I think this is number umpteen million. 1, 2, 3, 4. Do I really only hold 4, 5? Okay, and I need one more. Um, why is this in here? 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. Oh, okay. I have 6 actually. Never mind. All right. So that's the pockets. Oh, really, Bonnie? That's cool. Leather? Uh, right? Okay, so pockets, and then okay, so the next thing is like the actual piece of paper. Let me show you. The actual piece of paper right here, it's a blue paper. It's just a plain color cardstock that we are going to fold so that it holds all these pockets on the base. And I actually don't know if I have a solid cardstock, so let me grab one real quick. And it doesn't much matter what cardstock it is too much because it's barely gonna show. So this piece needs to be 8 3/4 by 2.5. So let's cut it this way. 2.5 by 8 3/4. Okay, and on the side, I made it so that it has like a little flap that comes up on the sides, and you'll eventually glue your pocket that's on the inside over this so you don't see that little tab that helps it be secure. Okay, and on the 8 3/4 inch side, you're going to score at 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch, 1 1/4, 1 3/4, 2 inches, 2.5 inches, 3 inches, 3 1/4 inches, 3 3/4 inches, 4 1/4 inches, 4.5 inches, 5 inches, 5.5 inches, 5 3/4, 6 1/4, 6 3/4, 7, 7.5, 8, 8 1/4, and that's it. Um, okay, then next, you will need a piece of paper. Three. I'm trying to think what this is. Okay, I don't remember what piece of paper this is for, but we need a piece of paper that is 3 1/4 by 2. 3 1/4. Maybe this one. 3 1/4 by 2. Oh, I know what this is for. This is on the bottom here. You're barely going to see this paper, so this is another one that could be just a solid paper. No, this isn't. This is the flap that goes right here. So if you have directional paper, again, the 2 inch side is going to be the height. Okay, so we have that. We don't, oh, yes, we do. We need to score at, on the 2 inch side at 1/2. Okay. And then the liner. Okay, we need a paper that is 2 by 4. So let's see, is this 2 inches? Perfect. Okay, so 2 by 4, and this is gonna go right here in the tray, like underneath the binding system. It's this purple paper, basically. 2 by 4. Okay, and then the inside pockets. So those, you're gonna need 2 of them, and they are 4 by 4.5. 4.5 is the height. Should I do this one? 4 by 4.5. Four. No, not enough of that one to cover. About this pocket. It feels like a tea party, like a fancy tea party at somebody's, like, tea garden or something. A fancy person's tea garden. Okay, what did I say? 4.5 tall. 4.5 tall. That was silly. It's 4 inches by 4.5. I am not. I don't do that many tutorials, you guys, because I'm such a scatterbrain. Not to say like I don't know how to do stuff or like, you know, MacGyver some cool stuff sometimes, but explaining it is just like a whole nother beast, you know? Okay, what did I do with that punch? Okay, I have this punch on my desk. This is not ideal. I would suggest like just a round punch, but I'm gonna make a little notch so that once it's glued on, you know that it's a pocket. And you don't need to take off too much. Approximate where the middle is and punch. And so see, you'll have that little bite right there to tell you that it's a pocket. Okay, and I think that's all the cutting we're going to need to do. So now, let me take a little drink of this coffee. Oh, yes, I will. I have them already glued and like written out and everything. I just totally forgot to put them in. So yes, directly after this live, I will put the measurements in the description. You guys, let me just tell you how my morning started. So one of my girls, she had a doctor's appointment, like she takes medicine, and so like once a month or so, or like I think it's once a month, maybe it's every 6 weeks or something. She has to go in and they like weigh her and make sure she's like not losing too much weight and like behaving in a healthy manner and whatnot. And so today she had a doctor's appointment, but I had forgotten that they had called us to tell us that her pediatrician moved to the other office. And so I dropped my one kid off at school and I told her, don't get out of the car because you have an appointment. Took her, got all the way back home to drop off my son to my fiance, and then I was going to go take her to her appointment and realized that the appointment was in the afternoon because they had moved it to the other office. So then I have to drive her back to school, leave her at school late, because I messed up, and her school was trying to set up this meeting or whatever with me, and I like had canceled it this morning also, thinking that it was this morning and it's like in a month or something. And so I was just like messing everything up from like the moment that we left the house. And then it's just kind of like snowballed since this morning all day long with the video, with that, with like I had to do like stuff on the phone, and it was just like one of those days where you're like, can something just go like how I planned it to go? Okay, let's start with this long piece, the 11 by 4 piece. Go ahead and crease your folds. You don't have to do it that tight because this is just going to go over, right? Find your piece that is 4 by 2, and you'll see it fits perfectly here on the bottom. Go ahead and just attach that now. And I left my glue somewhere else, so give me just a second to grab that. But yes, it's been a day. Okay, so now I have glue. And if it wants to come out, and don't be too stingy with the glue because this is like the part that is going to anchor everything else, you know. So we don't want it coming off. But I just didn't like that bare paper because this paper is coming from the paper pad, so it's not double-sided. Okay, and then let's put the binding system in next. So it's this piece with all the scores, like the cajillion million scores. And so these two sides are basically going to go up and attach right here. And all of these are going to create these little blades that you're going to glue your pockets onto, okay? So start at whichever side you want because it's symmetrical and fold this up, right? So this is going to go up, but then this next score line is also going to be folded up, okay? Now, this next one, you're going to fold down, and then the next one up, and the next one up again. And so what you're basically creating is these two are going to be glued, and then there's a 1/4 inch space on both sides between each pocket. Okay, so then the next score line, you're going to fold down like this. The next score line up, and then up again. And then down, and then up, and then up again, and then down, and then up, down, up, down. Okay, up, down. Every crease that's between a 1/2 inch space is down, and then the other ones are up. Okay, so then up, and finished. Okay, so that's what we have. Now, like I said, between those, I've flipped this upside down, between those 1/2 inch spaces, just add enough glue. This doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want enough glue that this isn't going to come undone. and just kind of like squeeze it in the middle and like run your finger across and rub it so that that glue gets between there. Then you're going to have this 1/4 inch space, and then you'll have your 2 1/2 inch rectangles, and that's where we're going to put, you only need to put glue on one side because it's going to stick together. All right, so we're going to glue those together, you know, rub it real good so that it's sticking, and then move on to the next pair of 1/2 inch rectangles. And you'll start having just these lines left that are 1/4 inch. And like this literally, it could look rough. Like it does not matter. You are not going to see any of these tabs that we're basically creating. They're going to be glued inside of those folders and nobody will see them. Like nobody will see them at all. So if there's glue on them, it doesn't really matter. If you didn't get all your like glue shavings or whatever that like sometimes get on your hands, nobody's gonna see them. Okay. All right, and then this is our last glue. All right, and so then from here, we're gonna flip it back over, and you're gonna see all these 1/4 inch. On the other side, you're gonna have 6 little tab thingies, and the pockets will go over these tab thingies and hold on to there. Okay, so once again, this doesn't have to be pretty, just put enough glue that it's going to stay anchored down, right? It doesn't have to be even. It's fine if you miss a bunch of spots, just make sure there's at least enough that it's gonna stay down, right? Okay, and then, like I said, these 1/2 inch little flappy things, these are gonna go up on the side. So kind of just make sure that this is what you think is as close to centered as you can here, and line up the line before that last rectangle on the line here. Because this is going to be going like this, and then that flap will be there. So then from there, I'm going to use my score tool to push down in the middle of these because I really want the middle of those to be glued down, right? And it's okay if you kind of spread it open like that or with your finger, whatever makes you more comfortable, whatever's easier. There's no like really right or wrong way, just get it stuck down because we don't want our whole pocket thing. Oh no, it cracked. Oh, that's not good, is it? Okay, I'm gonna fix that because otherwise that could cause problems. That's the right size, so I'm just gonna make myself a little brace for that one because otherwise it's gonna literally just rip off. I don't know what happened to this paper. I used it yesterday and it was like great. Now it's acting up. Whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna just stick this in there so that it will hold my pocket. And the nice part, like I said, is this is not going to show. So it's okay. No reason to panic. And at least it happened here and not on a visible part of my project, right? Okay, there we go. Hi, Vero. We are making a tea bag holder. I joined a tea swap. It's called Tea Party Swap, and you had to send 6 tea bags in this swap. But there was this tutorial by Pink Strawberries, and it doesn't hold enough tea bags, so I redesigned it so that I don't have to use discs and so that it fits more tea. So those pockets that we had cut out with the little chomp right here, these are going to go right here. And just right on the edge, we're not going to put anything heavy duty in these pockets. If you are going to put heavy duty stuff, then you might want to reinforce your cover more than I did. And then the notch should go towards the outside of this flap. So make sure that your flap is nice and creased because it's easier to see right now than when you put your pocket on. And just put this right above the line, like not quite all the way butted up to your score line, because then when you fold it, it will actually fold your paper a little bit. So just close to the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. And voila. And if you happened to have a little bit of overage, I might have measured a little bit wonky, you just cut it off with your scissors. I don't know where my basic scissors are. Oh, they're right next to me, but I'm using kid scissors. Yes, Vero, I will put all the measurements in the description once I'm done. I actually already have them because I was explaining to everyone that I've tried to upload this already 3 times, and before that I tried to record it like 3 times before I got it like good enough that I was like, okay, well, we're just gonna post it anyways. But I kept uploading it and kept uploading it, and the video was fine, but the audio was nowhere. It was just like dropping the audio, and I was just miming a pocket over here. So, okay, there you go. All right, so that's basically our base. So then you'll take your pockets, the ones that we have 6 of them, and crease those. I gotta be careful with this paper because it's cracking on me. Okay, and then just add enough on this tab. This is gonna go like this, and it should just line up nice for you. It should behave. Okay, line that up, and I'm gonna glue all my pockets before I glue them onto my project here. So just add enough glue that it's not gonna pop back open, especially with your tea bag in it. And if you're having the problem that I'm having where my paper is cracking, you can always just add like a little strip here and like score it down the middle that's tall enough and just glue it right here. It'll be like an extra detail on your pockets. It will look cute. Okay, so just you know, mechanically doing all of this. And it really like comes together pretty quick. Like once you do one, you might actually get addicted and want to do a bunch more because it's like not super complicated. It doesn't take forever. Like once you've done one, it gets a lot faster. This is now my fourth one in a short span. Like I've done them before and sent pen pal mail and happy mail of this before, but it's I think it's fun. Like I like stuff that has a lot of pockets and that you can put goodies in. Um, and then once again, enough glue that it's not gonna flop open. And okay, and then okay, only one more after this. And glue, 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 glue. And a lot of these, other than the two that are on the ends, you won't even see that much of them because they're all like close together, you know. The person could see them, you know, but you're not really going to see that much of them. There's that. And okay, last one. Last pocket. I just like to get the corners so that it doesn't like lift on the inside or catch on your tea bag or something. Something like that. Okay, so those are all nice and glued. And okay, so this is mostly just me being weird. But you see how that there's that little tab or whatever that you glued? I stagger these. So if this is on this side, the next one, I'm going to make sure that it's flipped to this side. Because otherwise, that tab will create like a unbalance like in here just because all those tabs are all on that side and it might like sit wonky or like I don't know. So I do that to just like disperse the weight of the paper and like the folds evenly. And this is that one that remember I like scored it messed up. I'm going to put that one in the middle because I don't want people to notice it. So I'm going to start with that one right now. And so basically, I'm just going to kind of push on the sides. Sorry about my kid. Um, and just eyeball it. Try to make sure that it's not quite half an inch. And you have to add glue on both sides because it's going to be sandwiching that little tab. And that's how it stays on, right? So we're just going to stick that on here, right? And approximate where a half is, right? Like I think that's about equal margins on each side. It's a little bit hard to see from the camera because they're both green and it's like the exact same green. But just kind of pinch it right here in the middle and like hold it and then, you know, wiggle your way out. I'm still pinching it and just, right? Make sure that it's really stuck together at the bottom because that glue is what is like basically pinching it onto the project. That's your seam for your pocket or whatever. Okay, and then I have two black and white ones, so maybe I'm gonna put that one here, and this one here. Okay, so let's put those two there, and okay. Okay, let's do this one next. I don't know why I picked that one. I'm just picking that one. And oops, had enough glue. I think that went a little bit over half an inch, but it's fine. It's Not really gonna like mess anything up. And I'm gonna add that in the next tab. And again, I'm like trying to approximate that there's an equal gap on both sides and pushing it down and then holding it in the middle so that it really adheres onto that little tab. Okay. Okay. And do a couple extra slides to make sure it's on there. There we go. Okay. Um, next one. I'm torn. I like this side quite a bit, but that's pretty too, right? I think I'm gonna do this side because it's kind of contrasts the blue right there. So it adds a little bit of variety. Um, okay, add some more blue. All right. And try to make sure it's center. Nothing will happen if it's not center. It just, you know, your friend might wonder if you were drinking while you were making their pocket for them. And not tea. Okay. I put it on backwards, huh? I said I was going to put it the other way. Oh my goodness. Uh, oh well. Okay, and then I also didn't stagger that one right here. I tell you, you guys, I'm ready for this eclipse day to be over. All right. And this pocket has to go this way. Okay. I'm just like holding it down while pinching it together to try to get the glue to dry together. This is a pretty forgiving project, if I do say myself. And there you go. All right, and then let me do this side. Okay. So what are you guys doing right now? Are you crafting? Are you drinking coffee? I had a coffee here right now, but I think it's cold now. Did anybody eat anything fun or delicious for dinner? We had so there's this like I think technically it's called an international food market. It's like a grocery store, but they sell stuff from all over the world. It's mostly like an Asian food mart more than anything. But they have this cool vending machine, almost like the ones that they have in Japan, and it sells like real hot food, like pork chasu or like ramen or pho or like there's a whole bunch of things that you can order from it, and it like makes it inside of this vending machine thing. It looks like a photo booth. It's like big, but it will sell you hot soup. Um, and we've seen it before, but we hadn't like tried it. And we went today and we tried it, and it was actually really good. I got the chasu pork, and like it had like little bits of ginger and like steamed rice and like some sauce, and the pork was great. Like it was tender, it was nice, not dry. Like I really liked it. I'm pretty sure that if we go again, I'm gonna order the same thing again. And it was done so fast. Like we had 5 orders that we put in the machine, and it was like no time at all. I had to take the baby to the bathroom, and by the time I got back, like the last bowl was already coming out. So really, really cool to see. Like I've never been to Japan, but I like have watched on YouTube those fancy machines. Eric always says that we could never have those here in America because Americans are just not very respectful or smart, and they would probably vandalize it or mess it up. He's probably right. Okay. And so all our pockets are on. See? Isn't that cool? I think it's cool. Yeah. So all right. So then um if you use a directional paper for your outside part, you need to locate which side is your front. And it's basically the side that is right side up is your front. Mine is not really directional. I guess this one's the right side up. Um and then find your piece that it's what measurement? 2 3/4 by 4. And there's going to be a side that was, well, let me crease this a little bit. I'm gently creasing it because my paper is just not cooperating with me today. Okay, so there's going to be a side that is obviously shorter, and I made sure that this direction was going to work or whatever. But that shorter side is the one that's going to glue like this. And so you're going to glue it all the way to that first score line, right? So if you can maybe see that. See, I'm gonna put glue just a little bit recessed from the score line so that the glue doesn't ooze out onto my hand. And just kind of set this on below that score just a little bit so it doesn't fold when your lid is closed. And maybe just make sure it's covering from end to end. And mine is. And if you want for like stylistic purposes or whatever, um, it does look really cute if you corner punch your edges or like use like a decorative corner punch to make your flap a little bit snazzy. Oh, that's happened to me before. I don't know why that happens. Like all of a sudden the chat will just stop scrolling, and then before you know it, like everybody else is like talking about something else and you're wondering like how come nobody's talking? And the truth is they've been talking the whole time. Okay, did I do something with my pocket? Maybe. Uh, hold on, I missed the pocket and I know that's written on here somewhere. Oh, so I think maybe I forgot to cut the piece that will be the front pocket, unless this is it. 3 1/4 by 2 1/2. Let's see, is this it? No. Okay, well, I'm going to use this for the pocket. So we need a piece that's 3 1/4. 3 3/4 by 2.5. My bad. 3 3/4, and 2.5 is the height. So if you have directional paper, just keep that in mind. Okay, and then the only side that you're not going to score is the top. So this is my top. I'm not going to score there. The other sides, I'm going to score at 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch here, 1/4 inch on the bottom, 1/4 inch on the second short side. All right, and then I like to look at it on this solid side and just take your little corner piece out like this. Here and here. Okay, and then fold these little flaps. And this is your pocket over here. And okay, just add a little strip of glue, enough to keep it down. And you'll hold it down for a little bit so that it can catch. But it's a very simple pocket, mostly decorative, just to give it a little something something to look at on the front. Okay, and if it's any easier for you, I'm gonna like kind of flip this upside down. See, there's that piece. And just eyeball it to see that it's somewhat centered and mostly straight. Ugh, my paper cracked right there too. That's a bummer. So I might just put like a little embellishment right here because it cracked. And I'm just going to add a little bit of glue so it doesn't disrupt my project any more than it already did. And that'll dry, and like I said, I intend to cover that so nobody sees it. Okay. And then you should have a leftover flap right here that has a score line. So you're going to actually score this score line so that it's pattern to pattern. And that's just so that and actually I don't have my corner punch. I like misplaced my corner punch and I have not been able to find it. I don't know what I did with it. I'm just gonna try to round these corners by hand. Okay, and then leave a little bit of room between where that crease is so that it can actually open and like put stuff in without messing up or like cracking or ripping the flap off, right? And you know, I think that pocket is crooked. Oh well. Okay, like this. All right, so then that's gonna fit like that. And maybe I'll go back and do like a border right here, a border punch, and maybe like ink it or something because look how much it blends together. But that is essentially your pocket. And then I'm gonna grab a ribbon to hold this closed like I did with the other one. Actually, we'll just use that same ribbon that I had. Where is it? Right here. Like this. Okay. And you could do something really super simple like this, or you could embellish it way more if you wanted to. So it's really just up to each person how fancy they want to get with it, or if they want to, keep it minimalistic. And I like to kind of just pull that down a little bit so it's like right on the front. And I think that's really pretty. So that is the tea holder. As soon as I end this stream, I will go in and paste the measurements in the, what do you call it? In the description box. Um, Thank you, ladies, for bearing with me and watching this tutorial, and tag me if you make it. I think it'll be really fun. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you on the next one.